Hey, what's up guys? Shulkle King here, bringing you my Week 2 Team Builder and Battle for Champions of Galar. We are facing off against Rhino this week. I lost last week. Definitely an unfortunate game. Hacks happened. I've been on the winning end and the losing end because of hacks, so it definitely happens. Don't want it to happen in this competitive season. It'll just make it harder for me to make playoffs, but definitely doable. So yeah, if you guys enjoy the content I've been putting out so far, consider giving a like and subbing to the channel. Great support on the draft analysis. Hopefully the battles will also be entertaining for you guys to watch. So Rhino's team, I think I could take on better than Aquarius' team, even though I think I took on Aquarius' team fine. But him having Kiram plus kommo-o against my Clefable team, I think I'm in pretty decent hands. And him having like Melmetal versus a Rotom Wash in like Victini even, and like Zygarde 10 Revenge Killing, Nidoking Double Ground. So I feel like I'm in pretty good hands against this matchup, but definitely not taking it for light because I know there's some things that could just win the game. And I think the first Pokemon that could is just Inteleon. Inteleon choice specs just breaks my team so hard. Now I have like Rotom that can take hits pretty well. But Rotom's going to want to have to take on the Melmetal too, so it's going to be pigeonholed in like both those roles. And Ferroseed could take on the Inteleon pretty well and set up spikes or Thunder Waves and such, but it's a little more passive and lets in the Melmetal somewhat because it done that body press. Not that it would be doing a ton anyway because Melmetal's defense is high, but outside of Lead Seed, Ferroseed can't do much to Melmetal. So Inteleon, super scary. Kiram. Now, I feel like Kiram I have pretty decent answers to. Like, Victini does a lot in outspeeds. Zygarde does a lot of damage, if not kills, with Outrage. I do have to worry about Togekiss, though. What else? Cobalion outspeeds and kills, which is great. Regirock can even take hits, really no issue. Ferroseed takes hits okay. So I feel like I have a really good responses to it, but it can always win. It could be Dragon Dance, Weakness Policy. It could be Subtoxic, roost sets that are just super annoying, so I do have to watch out for the Kiram, but I think I have good answers for it. Melmetal, it just does a lot of answers. I have a Rotom, which is pretty good. I have Victini, which is pretty good. Cobalion, which is really good. Nidoking kills. So I have all answers to Melmetal, but Melmetal is always scary. It could do damage, so I do have to watch out for that. Decidueye, I don't know if it comes. I feel like it does. Like, that can low-key win the game. It needs some setup to do decent damage to my team, but if it sets up a Sword Sands, that's be pretty tough for me to take on. I do imagine it's probably going to be Lumberry if it comes this game to take like a Rotom Will-O-Wisp or something like that. So I do have to watch out for Decidueye. Like Shadow Sneak can hit the SPECTRIER and such, so it doesn't go out of control. Which, anyway, type Null. I think it's a decent chance to come this game just to take on SPECTRIER. It might not. There's also Zoroark, which I think one of those two, type Null or Zoroark, come to handle the SPECTRIER. Like Zoroark can be Scarf, Dark Pulse, or just Sucker Punch, Life Orb to do a lot of damage to me. kommo-o, it could be a couple things, but I don't think it has anything great this game. It could be a Rocker, it could be defensive, it could be Clangorous Soul and just YOLO go for it even though I have a Clefable. I could be unaware, which would be unfortunate. It could be Weakness Policy Autonomize. There's a lot of options. That last one is probably the most threatening, Weakness Policy Autonomize, but I think Clefable should handle just about any kommo-o set. Now, if it's like a Bandit or very strong physically attacking, I might not take two like Iron Heads if it wants to be super aggressive like that, but I also have Rotom that could switch in fine, though I can't do a lot of damage back outside of Will-O-Wisp. Slowking is a fine pivot, goes for Future Sight. I don't think it's going to threaten my team that much, but it could come in that type of role. Togekiss could be Scarf or Bulky. I do have Rotom, which is a pretty decent answer. It could be like Nasty Plot, Dazzling Gleam, I suppose, and just break me down so that way Inteleon just does a lot of damage in the future. Colossal, if it comes, is really just for Victini, and also be for like Rapid Spin. It has Hazard, so it's not that bad in that role. A Celegar for Spikes as well. But Rotom can have Defog, Mandibuzz can have Defog. It seems tough to bring. Rhyhorn could be a Victini answer, but I think you just bring Colossal. I don't really see why you would bring Rhyhorn over to Colossal in this game. So, the first Mon I'm bringing, like, just does a ton of damage, is Nidoking. I don't have Earth Power on this set to hit the Colossal, I guess, for a little bit harder, but Focus Blast, Sludge Wave, T-Bolt, there's really no resist. Focus Blast does a ton of damage to Melmetal. If it's like Shuckaberry or something like that, for Nidoking Earth Power or Zygarde 1,000 Arrows. Focus Blast will go through that if I hit. Probably don't want to risk that until I absolutely have to, or if it's a quote-unquote free switch-in. Sludge Wave to hit the Togekiss, the Decidueye, and Talion just does a lot of damage. Focus Blast also hits the Type Null, which is nice. If it after Rocks, has a almost 100% chance of 2-hit KO with Focus Blast. And if I get Toxic Spikes, that's definitely a 2-hit KO. Maybe even a Sludge Wave plus Focus Blast might kill it after poison damage. But Toxic Spikes is there to wear down the Type Null, wear down the checks, that way SPECTRIER can come in and win the game. And Thunderbolt's there for the Slowking. I had Modest to 2-hit KO Slowking if it's specially defensive. T-Bolt doesn't kill, but after Rocks and or T-Spikes, I should be able to kill the Slowking. It could be AV, but that'd be fine. I just know I wouldn't be able to recover in the future. And it means that it will be taking Toxic Spikes damage. So I want to try to get Toxic Spikes up in Nidoking as quickly as possible. I'm probably not going to lead with it just because a couple things could get in the way, but I want to try to get some momentum, get in Nidoking, then set up a Toxic Spike. To help for the SPECTRIER to set up. Nasty Plot, Hex should hit the Lada team really hard, and I can avoid Bulletproof from kommo-o with Hex as opposed to Shadow Ball. Wouldn't be able to hit it. Dark Pulse is there for the Type Null, and Taunt is there in case it's a Rest Type Null set or a Toxic set. That could be annoying for me. It could be like Shadow Claw, Type Null, and that'll do like a little bit of damage, especially if it sets up a Sword Stance. But I'm not probably bringing in the SPECTRIER in on a Type Null. I'm trying to set up a Nasty Plot and then taunt the Type Null to make sure it doesn't beat me and then go from there. The physical defense really allows me to take on kommo-o pretty well, allows me to take on Kyurem okay. I believe I take a Scarf Draco Meteor after Rocks from the Kyurem with my HP and tiny bit of special defense investment. And that defense bulk, I might live a max attack Melmetal double Iron Bash, which is kind of crazy. Let me pull up the calc here. Melmetal level, if it's banded, it doesn't kill. But double Iron Bash does 86 to 103%. So based on the other EVs, like I wanted the speed, the add speed Inteleon, because Inteleon was a menace against my team. I just probably could run close to max speed for the Zygarde. This was like the best that I could do. And just a little bit of special attack because the EVs didn't really make a difference in terms of bulk. Clefable is next. Special defensive. This is taking 2 Inteleon Specs Hydro Pumps guaranteed with Citrus Berry. I might not take him on later in the game as well, but I might be able to PP stall out the Inteleon. And there's also a 20% chance of missing. I mean, the crit chance is definitely unfortunate, and that's a thing we're going to have to deal with, maybe. But I can Wish and set up my Rotom, so that way Rotom guaranteed stays pretty healthy, which will be the next one I talk about. Stealth Rocks. If there is a Zoroark, I'm probably gonna leave Clefable and get a Rocks turn 1. Outside of like the Melmetal being in, I'm fine to stay in against everything else. If there is no Zoroark, then I might switch up the lead. I could still lead Clefable. I could lead probably Victini. It'd be one of those other two. So I do bring Victini in this game as well. And Moonblast just for damage. I had knockoff on this set for a while, but decided against it. I'll get like 20% off with Moonblast or whatever. I can find out if Melmetal is more special defensive, if it's AV, if it's like a speedier Melmetal, so it could be a lot of options. But going for Moonblast on that is fine, even though knockoff would also be cool to get rid of like leftovers or ban on the Melmetal. And Shadow's the Gohan for Wish on the Clefable. Shadow's the OG Albina, and Nolly for the Mox this week. Next we got Rotom. Special defensive. This will take on Inteleon pretty fine. I think it takes like under 40%, about 40% max from Inteleon Hydro Pump. So I do take 2 after Rocks. You can Pain Split or kill a Volt Switch afterwards or do a ton of damage. Defog in case if it is like a Colossal Spikes, that would be pretty annoying. And I do also not have Boots on my Victini, so I want to get rid of Rocks there for that. And Pain Splits to stay as healthy as possible. The defense allows me to live 2 Melmetal superpowers. So I just wanted to have that little bit of defense there. Victini is next. Choice Scarf. Should revenge kill the Kyurem, should revenge kill the kommo-o. Even though I'm minus special attack, Dazzling Gleam should still do plenty of damage. And hopefully the kommo is not at 100% when I bring the Victini to revenge kill, because I won't be able to kill Dazzling Gleam. But maybe I'll live 1 hit. I believe I take 1 Earthquake with the defense investment. Not after Rocks, but I do take 1 Earthquake from +1 attack kommo-o. But not +2, so hopefully we don't let it get there. Be Create just nukes the team for pretty good damage. Old Strike to hit the Slow King. Dazzling Gleam for the kommo-o. I don't hit the Colossal with this set, but I think everything in my team should be able to take it fine. And last is Swords Dance Kabalion. Hopefully this set can do well with the Mega Horn, killing the Slow King unless if it's like super physically defensive. I believe I kill after rocks, but if it's like heavy duty boots, +2 Mega Horn wouldn't kill, but it would do a lot. The attack was just for max HP Melmetal. I would kill it at +2 attack with close combat. So that was the point I got there. I get revenge killed by an Inteleon Hydro Pump, but hopefully it's dead when I can try to set up a Kabalion. But yeah, hopefully it's Clefable, Rotom, take the water hits, get momentum, get Toxic Spikes up with Nidoking, try to sweep with SPECTRIER and or Kabalion, or break with one of them to sweep with the other, and then Victini just revenge kill if something goes bad. So hopefully this team does well this week. But yeah, let's get right into the game. So you gotta love it when Smart Joe comes into the games here. I forgot to record, and like I was recording and like I just stopped recording. I'm not really quite sure why, but I'm getting the first like 5 minutes or so of the game from Rhino's perspective, and then at that point we'll come to my side. Now, was there a lot that really happened in the first 5 minutes of this? You could argue probably not, but it is it's nice to talk about my thought process. So, and also nice to show you guys the game in completion, even though again, you could see Rhino's side as you see here, to get the full perspective. But with my lead, now I don't see a Zoroark on the field, so that is pretty fine with me. I was saying I was going to lead Clefable if there was a Zoroark, which I was pretty sure was going to come, just to get a rock as early as possible, try to figure out what all the mons are and not worry about it. But I don't see a Zoroark, so Clefable is not as useful in this game. But I was still fine leading with Clefable because it matches fine against most things. If Melmetal's the lead, then I can just switch into Rotom. Wash, not that big of an issue. The one lead that was problematic is the Decidueye. So I actually wanted to lead Victini. If it was like an offensive, like Swords Dance Decidueye, I don't really switch into that great. Even like Banded Poltergeist, like, would nuke my Clefable, even if I were physically defensive. And like, I don't have if I was like Life Orb, Fire Blast, that would do decent damage to Decidueye, but outside of that, there's nothing that I could really do realistically with my Clefable. So I know Decidueye is annoying if it's like offensive Swords Dance, so definitely want to lead with Victini and gain momentum. Now I'm going to go for a U-turn. There's no way you stay in with the Decidueye on this. And I know like a Slowking could come out, the kommo-o could come out. He has a couple options to go into Victini, but I can go for momentum regardless. Whatever he's going to bring in, probably doesn't want to take on the Clefable. So leading with the Victini just gave me momentum turn one. I don't know if you guys saw it at a glance. You'll see a little bit of Rhino's team, I suppose, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate I had the post narrate this first couple minutes here, the inception. But I am able to U-turn turn one. The Decidueye, as you saw, was defog, physically defensive, which is a little annoying, but not the worst thing. So I'm going to be able to U-turn out and get in my Clefable. This looks like a pretty nice opportunity for me to get up Stealth Rocks. Now I could go for Moonblast on the kommo-o, but I do see that it's leftovers. So it's probably going to be a bulkier Stealth Rock set. So I could go for a Moonblast if he like wants to be aggressive and trade rocks, but I'm also not worried if it's like an offensive setup set with like Poison Jab or Iron Head, like Life Orb set that would do a lot of damage to Clefable. Probably not kill, but do a lot of damage. So I would consider probably going for a Moonblast in that circumstance, but because I know it's defensive, getting rocks up seems like it's a pretty nice opportunity. Now at this point, I don't know that the Decidueye is defog, which makes it significantly less scary, but I'm fine just going for a Moonblast on the Slowking. If he goes for a Toxic, as I bring my Rotom Wash, that wouldn't be the greatest. It'll be harder for my Rotom to stay healthy for the Melmetal. And I do see a Yawn, which I felt was weird just because I have a Rotom Wash that's like a decent answer to the Slowking anyway. So if you Yawn on me, I just Volt Switch out and don't go to sleep. So I felt like that was weird, and I was fine just going into Rotom Wash here. If you're going to go for like a double Yawn, really determined to get something to sleep, because I'm going to definitely switch out my Clefable. I'm not too worried. If you go for Psychic there, that'll hurt my Rotom Wash a little bit, but not really that bad, especially because there is no immunity to Volt Switch on his team. Like, kommo-o takes it on fine, but doesn't want to take a Will-O-Wisp. Decidueye takes it on fine, which is definitely scary. And I don't see, like, leftovers, so definitely a chance where this Decidueye could be some type of setup set and not in their greatest position, but at least I do get up rocks and be able to chip it down a little bit. What I do bring in is the Cobalion. Poltergeist would be doing okay damage. Leaf Blade's going to do nothing to me. And if I get a +2 up with my Cobalion, if I go for a Swords Dance just early on, I should be able to do a ton of damage if not killed at the Decidueye. At worst case, getting it really weakened, so that way, like, SPECTRIER could be even more of a nuisance later on. Not that SPECTRIER doesn't really care about the Decidueye much anyway, outside of, like, a +2 Swords Dance Shadow Sneak or something like that. But I do live +2 Adamant Swords Dance Shadow Sneak from a Decidueye anyway. Not that we see that the set is, obviously. But yeah, he's going to go for a Defog, which makes me not worried about this Decidueye at all, which is great. I'm actually pretty confident bringing back in a Clefable and getting up rocks again on this. Not really too worried about it. But this is the point of battle where I started recording, so thank you. Well, I just realized I was not recording until just now, so jazz to me. Not a lot happened so far. He led Decidueye, which is a Defog set. I don't know if you saw that, but I got up rocks and he got Defog off with the Decidueye, so not a ton happened. Besides gaining a little bit of initiative, and I found out that the Slowking is special defensive, and the kommo-o is a leftover set, so probably a bulkier team that he has here. Trick Room, okay. Trick Room Slowking. I'm gonna go for a Wish here. As he's going to go for Teleport, I'm assuming bringing in the Melmetal, but I have the Rotom. And if you go for, like, Power of Solar Beam is going to do nothing, if that is a set. Yeah, Rotom should be able to come in and be fine. So yeah, Melmetal comes out. Get that little bit of chip with rocks. See if you're Toxic, which almost assuredly you're going for here. I could bring in Cobalion, but that seems too risky. And it seems like it's a pretty decent answer to Decidueye. Toxic, okay. And knowing that this is Toxic for sure, I'm going to go for a Volt Switch. Could go for a Protect here, or go for a Substitute, and I wouldn't break the sub if he goes for a Substitute here. But he's not leftover, so I'm guessing it's probably not a subset. It could be Protective Pads. But Volt Switch, like, there's no resistance to it. And it's going to be a slow Volt Switch, technically. So I'm going to be gaining momentum. This is great. Decidueye comes out. See, like, max HP set, I'm doing, like, 11 to 13%, which I assume is what I'm doing here. I do a little bit less, so probably Special Defensive. Special Defensive Decidueye. I can bring in Nidoking here. Decidueye. Could be max attack. No, actually it's Special Defensive. I don't think it would be. Yeah, I'm gonna go for a Sludge. I'm going to go for Toxic Spikes. You could go for a Defog here. I imagine it's going to be a slow Toxic Spike, technically. It's going to go for Knockoff. 54 damage. Yeah, so, like, a little bit of attack on the Decidueye. But I'm going to go for Sludge Wave here. And see how much damage I'm going to do. Not much. Defog comes off. Nidoking with no Life Orb. It's like max Special Defensive. I would kill with a Sludge Wave here. And I get a Toxic Spike up, great. So I will poison the Decidueye, unless if it's Boots, which it could be, I suppose. But I like getting that Toxic Spike up and dealing as much residual damage as possible. Bring in my Rotom Wash. And hopefully I can prevent the... now you could go for a teleport and bring in Decidueye here. Okay, Scald. This is great. Now, I would just stay in here and teleport. Like, I'm not doing a lot with Volt Switch, unfortunately. And I have to make sure I'm out of range of 2 Hydro Pumps from Inteleon. I should be. And I also have the Clefable in the back, so that's not the worst. So it's Scald, Yawn, Teleport, Trick Room. Yawn, Scald, Trick Room, Teleport. I could bring in SPECTRIER here. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Go aggressive. And he doesn't really have a great switch into this. That doesn't want to get poisoned. Okay, I'm going to teleport. Maybe into Melmetal. Like, Melmetal will take the hit, fine. But it keeps Toxic Spikes up. Now I can go into Rotom on that and could double switch into... kommo-o comes out. We know it's defensive. This doesn't do a lot to me. SPECTRIER to kommo-o. Yeah, I'm gonna just taunt. I don't think you do much. It's leftover, so it's probably a defensive spread. And Poison should 2-hit KO this. Or, I would 2-hit KO with a Hex. Yeah, I'm fine setting up a Nasty Plot here, I think. Yeah, I'm going for a Nasty Plot. I would kill the kommo-o at +2 special attack with the Hex. And I believe I take a Melmetal hit too. Unless if it's banded. I mean, now it looks like the kommo-o is going for an attack right now. If it's Dragon Tail, that'd be unfortunate. Clanging Skills. Okay, 79. So like max attack. No, actually it's like a mineral, no special attack. Do I go for another one? I don't think so. I think I just get this kill. I'll be at +3 special attack. Now I could go for the you can go for the hit on the Melmetal, which I think comes out. I'm not sure if it's AV or banded. I don't believe +3 kills. I might have been free to go for another attack there, but I assume the Inteleon is probably, or Kyurem could be Scarfed. Whichever one's coming out is going to be Scarfed. If Melmetal comes out, it's probably AV, but I could be Will-O-Wisp, so that seems risky. And I could just get a big hit off on this. Melmetal, level 50, +3. Hex. Yeah, I don't kill, but I do a lot of damage. I think I'm fine just going into my Rotom. And I believe going for a Pain Split. I don't know. I don't want the... Okay, I can find out the damage. 15, 19, so 38 damage. Around. I'm not sure what that spread is. I think it's banded. Yeah, I'm kind of confused with what the calc showed. Looks like it was only doing 29. Maybe I just misread that quick math. Do I get a poison on this? Or is it boots? Okay. Let's go into SPECTRIER. Get a little bit of leftovers recovery. It could be Shadow Sneak. But I should take that hit. That's fine. I'll get like 2 leftovers recovery hits if it's not Shadow Sneak. It could be Sucker Punch. It's probably actually Shadow Sneak that also hit the Victini. But I am going to go for the hit. I'm not going to play Phantom go for a Nasty Plot or something. Shadow Sneak. Yep. Okay, so I'll do some damage. It's not going to kill. Yep. Bounces off. Ah, Berry. Nice. Not going to make a difference. So Decidueye is down, and that might have been one of the answers to SPECTRIER too. But yeah, now it also seems pretty free for me to get a... Well, T-Spikes are here to stay, which is great. And, oh, what was I saying? Rotom Wash is pretty free to click Pain Split, because I didn't want to click Pain Split with the Decidueye still being around. Yep, so definitely going into Rotom here. I will take the hit. I will pay more attention to how much damage it's doing. So 95, and maybe with the toxic damage was what I missed. 95, so that's 17. And another 19? Yeah, so 36 damage. Does the calc only show 1 hit? So I don't think it's banded. I'm gonna go for a Pain Split here. Recover a decent amount of HP. Get some hit damage onto this Melmetal, which would be great. I think my position's still okay here. Inteleon, my Rotom's definitely getting weakened, but the Clefable's still at 100% health. I should take 2 Hydro Pumps unless I get crit. And I might have like a Hydro Pump counter on the side here just to make sure. Switching out is probably a good call. The Kyurem comes out. Okay. And it's going to get poisoned. Awesome. I'm not going to stay on this with Freeze Drive being an option. Ah, that's great. I really like that. I actually feel pretty fine going into Victini here. You don't really have a great switch in at this point. Yeah, it's a 50%. Like, worst thing you do is sub, but you're not going to sub with being poisoned. And if you go for a Dragon Dance here, I'm going to have to be with my Victini and kill. So, we'll see if you go for an Earth Power. That'd be a really cool play if you made that. Ice Beam, okay. 175 down to 116. That's got to be Specs. 59 damage. Yeah, that has to be Specs. Ice Beam to Victini. Yeah, Choice Specs. $59. Yeah, so like a low roll from Specs. I think I just V-create here and claim a kill. Slowking could come out. But nope, I will get the kill. That's great. And I'm obviously saving this Victini. But I'm really happy with the support. Not too happy with not getting the first couple turns of the recording. Kind of is what it is there. Yeah, if you set up a substitute, I'm not too upset about that. I go into my Clefable. And I should do enough damage to this. And should take 2 hits. And the Rotom is still good for the Melmetal, so I don't want to throw that away yet. Clefable to Inteleon. Snipe Shot. 202 crit. So 132 damage. So it's not Specs. It could be Scarf. Which is good to know. Yeah, I'm gonna just soft boil up here. Okay, I get crit again. That's alright. choice carve? It could be choice carve. Yeah, I think I just go into Rotom and go for Volt Switch. Unfortunate, Clefable. You did your job, I guess. You got rocks up early on. But not a great switch in at this point. Trick Room, Melmetal, definitely scary, but hopefully I can prevent that from happening. But at this point I don't have a great switch into Inteleon. Let's see, Rotom Wash on a crit. I believe I still take 2 hits. So that's great. And Volt Switch should kill this. 125. 60. That's a crit. That's funny. 3 crits. It's probably the item that boosts the crit chance. Do I go into Cobalion or I go into Victini? I'm gonna go into Victini. Melmetal, does that die to a hit? Because I don't remember how healthy the Slowking is. I think it's pretty healthy. V-Create should kill the Melmetal unless it's like super HP invested, which I imagine is probably more special defensive invested. Or you could be Akaberry, something like that. Slowking. I don't kill with a Bolt Strike. Yeah, I think I'm fine just going for a Bolt Strike and getting a bunch of damage off on this. Oh, well that's not great. Okay. That changes things a little bit. I should live a Scald, unless if I get crit. I don't. Great. I don't even know what the accuracy of. I think it's like 98%. Okay, nice. A crit. It shouldn't have made a difference because poison would have killed. So let's see, down to the Melmetal. How many turns of Trick Room left? 3 turns left. I think I still want to keep this. SPECTRIER is probably expendable. I would like to try to save differential, I guess, but maybe if I can make it a +4 or +3 win, I think that'd be pretty good. Double Iron Bash will destroy. 79 damage. Is it on the first hit? Yeah, so it's not banded. Okay. Now, there is a chance getting flinched, which will probably cost me a differential point if it happens. But I will go for it anyway. Melmetal, level 50. It's not banded. Rotom Wash doing like 25%. Yeah. 17. Do I get flinched? I don't. Alright. I will Volt Switch here. If I get a slow Volt Switch off, I probably win 4-0. If not, I probably win 3-0. Yeah, so let's go for a Volt Switch. See if I get flinched. Definitely be fair if I got flinched. I think I have a lot of ways to win this game. I could even be aggressive and go into my Cobalion here. Yeah, I'm going to definitely go into Cobalion on this play. Because there is no Trick Room. So we'll Volt Switch, go into Cobalion. Cobalion should live. A superpower from the Melmetal and Close Combat should kill. Unless if it's, like, again, pretty high HP invested. Oh no, it's definitely not going to kill, not with the Volt Switch. So we'll see if you go for superpower. and claim another kill and make it a 3-0. But otherwise, I think I should make it a 4-0 again, unless if it's Choppleberry. Even then, I might kill Facade. That's cool. 153. Superpower actually doesn't kill me unless he gets a crit, so I'm gonna go for a Swords Dance, just in case if he is Choppleberry and lives to hit. I would lower my defenses by 1, and then he would kill me with a superpower. But from this range, I shouldn't die to a superpower. 163 down to 17. Great. And we'll lower his attack and defenses too. But that's why I went for the Swords Dance. It wasn't like a flex or anything. Just in case if he was Choppleberry. So we will get a close combat off and get a win 4-0. Pretty convincing. Was it Chopple? Wasn't even Chopple. So we are 1-1 +2, which it's not great. Like, it's fine, but I would have preferred a higher position. But I will definitely take this win. Shout out to the front office for really helping me out. And hopefully Rhino can pick it up after this loss and do well for the rest of the season, but not as well as me. But good games to Rhino. Go check out his channel, link down below. He made it into COG via the tournament, so definitely an impressive player, someone not to underestimate. So go check out his content for sure. But yeah, until next time, later guys.